Home. What do you think about the word home? A place where you could come back feeling the warmth of your family, or a safe space where you could come back to? A home, for me, was rather different. At home, I didn't feel love. In that home, the 10-year-old me thought about ending my life back then. I grew up in a family that was constantly fighting. There was discipline, there was words like, "You're stupid, you're clumsy." I felt unwanted, unloved. I thought that I just wanted to be freed from all these experiences. So I had a lot of thoughts about why not end my life, why not end all these things, because I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel wanted, and there was a deep sense of loneliness that sank in. There was often time when my primary school, like we have to queue up along the side of the classroom before we enter into classes and so on. Sometimes I wonder what will happen if I just jump off and I could be freed from all these experiences and that constant fighting, criticism, and that lack of sense of belonging, be in a family, be in school. In those years, after school, I was locked up in my room. I couldn't pee, I couldn't poop, and I felt that I was going crazy at that time. In secondary school, I was more confident. I could play basketball well, I could play clarinet well. I was a section leader in my concert band. Also, my studies was going well and well liked by my peers and people around me. And it just felt very different from where I was when I was in primary school. However, when my then girlfriend cheated on me with a close friend, everything began to be shattering. I felt very angry all the time, and I also felt lost. So there are times that I will want to hit people or throw things around. There are times that in the middle of the night I will just keep crying and feeling very low. The worst years was still to come in Polytechnic. At the time, my friends all wanted me to be in all their project groups because I was doing very well, and then they were very welcoming to me. However, after a misunderstanding, I sent an email to my lecturer to share with my lecturer about this issue. My lecturer accidentally showed the email to my class, and then there was rumors spreading and then causing my whole poly cohort to ostracize me. At the family front, there were more intensifying quarrels because I was a teenager then. I had a lot more angst. With all these things, it felt like my world was falling apart. I was considering to drop out of school, and I also felt that there was a dark cloud looming over my heart and my mind, that I just wanted to end it all. I had a concrete plan to jump off a flat in Sengkang. In my desperation, I had a thought that, God, if you are real, get someone to tell me that you are real right now. At that instant, someone tapped me on the back and asked me whether I was a Christian. And the next question that this man asked me was that, where will you go when you die? I had no idea. I was going to die, but I had no idea where I was going. So that person actually sat me down and shared the gospel with me. At the time, I felt that there was peace in my heart and mind, and I know for certainty that Jesus is real and that God saved my life. That was also the first time that I truly accepted Jesus into my life. After the person shared with me the gospel, I felt that I had a lot more joy and peace, and instead of heading to kill myself and jump off the flat, I returned back to lecture. Even though everything was the same, I could sense that God was with me, His presence was with me. And even when I was back at home, my family started to change. They started to be kinder. They started to be showing more concern for me. Gradually, over time, there was lesser quarrels. My parents were more accepting and caring. I was also more able to talk to them. I had no idea what was happening at the time, but I knew that God's presence and His grace was in our family, transforming our family day by day. During BMT, when all was dark in field camp, our commanders gave us the letters from our parents. I had no idea that my parents will give me a letter, but when they gave me a letter, and the letter was wonderfully and beautifully decorated, I was very surprised and touched. And the letter wrote something that really touched my heart. And my parents said, Daddy and Mommy love you, but you may not know it. It's hidden in our hearts. We are lack of expressing and don't know how to elaborate. Please forgive us. At the time, I broke down in tears and I started crying. I was very overwhelmed when I received this letter and the words that they had written. Words of reconciliation, words of love, words of comfort, words that I've never received when I was young. These were the words that marked the start of my healing journey. Looking back, I knew that my parents did the best that they could. Today, I'm 34 years old. I can see how God works in my life. I can see how God works in my family too. And through it all, I can say that God is good, God is faithful, and God is present with me every day of my life.